Welcome gamers and futurists. Today we're diving into a fantastic and eerie topic. Video games that didn't just entertain us, but also seemed to have a crystal ball, predicting real world events and technologies. From geopolitical tensions to technological advancements, these games foresaw elements of our future with unsettling accuracy. Whether it's eerie similar world events, mind-blowing technology, or the rise of digital dystopias, these games gave us a glimpse into what was to come. Some of these predictions are so specific that they'll make your jaw drop. Let's explore 10 titles that blurred the line between fiction and reality. When Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon was released in 2001, it told a fictional story about a conflict between Russia and Georgia in 2008. 7 years later, the real-world Russo-Georgian War unfolded, following eerie similar beats. The game's storyline involved Russian forces invading Georgia to restore Soviet influence, leading to international military intervention, an event that became reality almost down to the year. The game's military technology predictions were ahead of the time, showcasing advanced drones, AI-driven warfare, and highly trained special operation units utilizing high-tech gear. Today, much of what Ghost Recon envisioned has become the norm in modern warfare, making it one of the most unsettlingly present video games ever made. The rise of cyber warfare, automated combat systems, and strategic drone strikes all play a critical role in modern conflicts, just as the game envisioned. Even the tactics used in Ghost Recon, such as networked battlefield intelligence and AI-assisted reconnaissance, have become crucial elements in today's warfare. With AI-driven threat detection and cyber warfare becoming more prominent, the game's portrayal of future combat is eerily accurate. It's astonishing how a military shooter from the early 2000s managed to anticipate the future of armed conflict so precisely. In Metal Gear Rising, Senator Armstrong, the game's primary antagonist, famously utters the phrase, "Make America Great Again," years before it became a defining political slogan. While this could be dismissed as coincidence, the game's broader themes about the influence of private military companies, deep state government control, and the rise of cybernetic warfare make it eerily relevant to today's world. Beyond politics, Metal Gear Rising also explores the idea of AI-controlled war economies and cybernetic enhancements, both of which are closer to reality than ever before. With AI now playing a key role in global security and advancements in cybernetics allowing human augmentation, Kojima once again proved his ability to peer into the future. As we continue to integrate AI into warfare and cybernetic prosthetics become more advanced, this game's depiction of a tech-driven battlefield feels chillingly plausible. Additionally, the game's commentary on manufactured war and conflicts designed for profit resonates deeply with real-world geopolitical strategies. The idea that private military organisations could one day become more powerful than governments is no longer just science fiction, it's a potential reality. Metal Gear Rising may have been over the top in its action sequences, but in themes cut dangerously close to the truth. Homefront was a bold and controversial take on what a near-future conflict between the United States and North Korea might look like. At the time of its release, the idea of North Korea becoming a major military threat seemed far-fetched, but fast forward to today, and the game's narrative feels eerily plausible. The game depicts North Korea successfully developing advanced military technology and using cyber warfare as a key strategy to bring down enemy nations, both of which have become real-world concerns. One of Homefront's most unsettling predictions was the increasing reliance on cyber attacks as a form of modern warfare. In the years since its release, North Korea have been linked to high-profile cyber attacks, including hacking attempts on global corporations and even cryptocurrency heists. The idea that warfare could extend beyond physical combat and into digital realm is now a reality. Moreover, the game depicted how global alliances could shift unpredictably, leading to unprecedented conflicts. While the exact scenario presented in Homefront hasn't come to pass, its vision of a world where technological warfare is as deadly as traditional combat is frighteningly close to our present reality. Hideo Kojima has often been called a visionary, and Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty is proof of that. The game was ahead of its time in exploring digital misinformation, government surveillance, and the manipulation of public perception. Released in 2001, its plot revolved around the secretive organisation controlling information flow using digital censorship to shape society's belief. This theme eerily mirrors today's conversations around fake news, social media algorithms, and mass surveillance. What makes Metal Gear Solid 2 even more remarkable is its prediction of how the internet would evolve into an uncontrollable force, influencing politics and societal behaviour. It's painted a future where controlling information was as powerful as controlling armies. Looking at today's world, where misinformation spreads rapidly and tech companies influence public perception, Kojima's work feels more like a prophecy than fiction. Even more unsettling, Metal Gear Solid 2 also hinted at deepfake technology and AI-driven propaganda, both of which are becoming more prevalent today. As AI continues to shape how we consume media and social media giants dictate global discourse, the game's themes serve as an unsettling warning of what's to come. It's incredible how a game from 2001 managed to predict so much of today's digital reality. Set in a cyberpunk dystopia, Deus Ex foresaw many elements of modern society, from surveillance states to artificial intelligence and even bioterrorism. One of its eeriest predictions, however, was the absence of the Twin Towers New York skyline, despite being released a year before 9/11. The game's developers later explained that due to texture limitations, they omitted the towers and added a backstory against a terrorist attack taking them down, a chilling coincidence. Beyond that, Deus Ex also tackled themes of global pandemics, biotechnology, and the influence of mega corporations on governments. Today, with rapid advancements in AI, corporate control over digital information, and the world crippling with pandemics, Deus Ex stands as an unsettling, accurate portrayal of modern dilemmas. This game exploration of human augmentation, cybernetic implants, and AI-driven governance eerily mirrors developments happening in real-world tech labs today. Moreover, the game's depiction of social unrest due to income inequality and government overreach feels more relevant than ever, with AI automation threatening jobs and political unrest brewing worldwide. Deus Ex's dark vision of the future may not have been as far-fetched as one once seemed. The game is not only a cyberpunk classic, but also an accidental prophet of modern era. Ubisoft's Watch Dogs thrust players into a world where hacking and digital surveillance were at the core of everyday life. The game revolves around the protagonist, Aiden Pierce, a hacker who manipulates Chicago's centralized operating system to control infrastructure, access private data, and exploit digital vulnerabilities. At the time of release, the concept of mass surveillance felt dystopian, but today it's shockingly real. The game correctly predicted the rise of smart cities, where traffic lights, security cameras, and essential utilities are controlled by interconnected networks. Real-world concerns about data privacy, government surveillance, and cybersecurity threats have become major issues, proving Watch Dogs to be an unintentional warning of a digital future ruled by data breaches and hacking scandals. Moreover, the game's depiction of social engineering and cybercrime is alarmingly accurate. From large-scale hacks on financial institutions to personal data leaks, the themes presented in Watch Dogs are playing out in real time, with corporations and governments constantly collecting and storing personal data. Watch Dogs serves as a stark reminder of the power that lies in the wrong hands. Pandemic is a co-op board game turned digital experience that tasks players with stopping the spread of deadly viruses across the world. While the game was meant to be an engaging challenge, it became eerily realistic when COVID-19 pandemic hit in 2020. The game predicted many real-world scenarios, such as the necessity of global cooperation, vaccine development, and the challenge of stopping highly contagious diseases before they spiral out of control. One of the most chilling aspects of pandemic is the ability to simulate how quickly a virus can spread if not properly contained. The game forces players to make difficult decisions about resource allocation, just as real-world governments and health organisations had to during the COVID-19 crisis. The parallels between the in-game mechanics and the real-world pandemic response strategies were uncanny. Even more interestingly, Pandemic also emphasised the dangers of misinformation, government mismanagement, and how delays in action could lead to catastrophe. In hindsight, the game now serves as both a stark warning and a reflection of what the world went through. Who knew that a game released in 2008 would become such an unsettling foreshadowing of real-world events? Cyberpunk 2077 was marketed as an ambitious open-world RPG that would immerse players in a futuristic dystopian field with cybernetic enhancements, corporate overlords, and AI-driven societies. While its launch was overshadowed by technical issues, its vision of the future turned out to be shockingly close to reality. The game's depiction of world dominated by mega corporations, where governments hold little power in comparison to private entities, mirrors the modern concerns of corporate influence over politics and economies. Another aspect of Cyberpunk 2077 that aligns with the real-world developments is its exploration of transhumanism and cybernetic augmentations. Today we are witnessing rapid advancements in brain-machine interfaces such as Elon Musk's Neuralink and the development of prosthetic limbs controlled by thought. The game portrays a society where human augmentation has blurred the line between man and machine, raising ethical and social dilemmas that we may soon face. Beyond technology, the game's depiction of a highly digitized world with mass surveillance, social credit systems, and hackable infrastructure is eerily relevant. As concerns about AI-driven surveillance and cybersecurity threats grow, Cyberpunk 2077 serves as both a warning and an eerily accurate glimpse into a world where technology displays every aspect of our life. Where we may not have cybernetic arms and brain chips just yet, the foundation is already being laid. When Half-Life 2 was released in 2004, it revolutionised the first-person shooter genre, but it also delivered a haunting vision, authoritarian dystopia that feels all too familiar today. The game's world is ruled by the Combine, an alien force that has taken over Earth, imposing strict surveillance, oppressive government control, and brutal police enforcement. This portrayal of a state-run police force using advanced technology to suppress its people eerily parallels modern-day concerns about government overreach and digital surveillance. One of the most striking predictions in Half-Life 2 made was the prevalence of mass surveillance through drones and AI. Today, governments and corporations deploy drones for security, law enforcement, and reconnaissance. Much like the game's flying scanners that monitor and report on citizen activity, the game's theme of resistance against a totalitarian regime resonate with contemporary movement advocating for privacy rights and resistance against digital oppression. Additionally, the game's depiction of ruled urban landscape with citizens forced into compliance reflects real-world fears of increasing authoritarianism, digital monitoring, and the potential misuse of AI in law enforcement. As technology advances, the idea of an all-seeing government equipped with AI-powered monitoring systems is no longer science fiction, it's a reality we must navigate carefully. At first glance, The Sims 2 may seem like an unlikely candidate for predicting the future, but its surprisingly accurate portrayal of everyday technological advancements makes it worth mentioning. The game introduced futuristic home automation and AI-driven assistance long before smart home devices became a staple in modern households. Features such as self-operating appliances, voice-activated devices, and digital home assistants all foreshadowed the rise of Alexa, Google Assistant, and other AI-driven home systems. Additionally, The Sims 2 included an in-game feature where Sims could catch a mysterious virus from guinea pigs, years before COVID-19 and other zoonotic disease outbreaks made headlines. This accidental prediction highlighted the unpredictability of diseases spreading from animals to humans, something that has been increasingly relevant in global health discussions. Perhaps the most unsettling aspect of The Sims 2 predictions is its portrayal of social media culture before it even existed. The game featured elements of digital self-presentation, where Sims could blog, build digital relationships, and maintain an online reputation long before Facebook, Instagram, and influence culture took over the internet. Looking back, it's fascinating how The Sims 2 anticipated the modern digital era in such an uncanny way. It's astonishing how these games, some decades old, had touched upon themes and events that resonate with our current reality. Whether through intentional foresight or uncanny coincidence, these offer a unique lens into the possibility of our future. Which of these predictions do you find the most chilling? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more intriguing content. Until next time, stay curious and keep gaming.